A U.S. blockade is choking Iran's economy right now. Why should you care? Because global markets and oil prices are already feeling the shock. The U.S. blockade has cut Iran's oil exports by nearly 40%, the lifeblood of its economy. This sharp decline means Tehran loses billions in revenue each month. Inflation has surged beyond 50%, making everyday goods unaffordable for many Iranians. Companies like the National Iranian Oil Company are struggling to find buyers as sanctions tighten and payment channels get blocked. This economic squeeze is unprecedented since the 2018 sanctions and is destabilizing Iran's domestic market rapidly. The blockade's effects ripple beyond Iran's borders. Iranian families are hit hardest with rising food and fuel prices, pushing millions into hardship. Meanwhile, European and Asian companies that relied on Iranian energy and goods lose critical supply lines. This disruption is forcing countries to scramble for alternatives just as global energy demand rebounds. The blockade has turned Iran into an economic pariah, isolating its markets in a way that threatens long-term regional stability. With Iran's oil exports slashed by 40%, global oil prices have surged about 15%, pressuring consumers and industries worldwide. This price spike impacts everything from transportation costs to manufacturing. Countries dependent on Middle Eastern oil face inflationary pressures that could slow economic growth. The blockade is not just a regional issue, it's a shockwave felt across global energy markets, highlighting how interconnected economies are today. Facing intense economic pressure, Iran is aggressively pursuing new trade partners, especially in Asia and Africa, and exploring alternative payment systems outside the U.S.-dominated financial networks. This includes barter deals and cryptocurrency-based transactions. However, these efforts remain limited and cannot fully compensate for the lost revenue from traditional oil markets. The blockade has forced Iran to adapt quickly, but economic recovery depends heavily on future diplomatic developments. The U.S. blockade on Iran is more than a geopolitical headline. It's already pushing up global oil prices, which means higher gas prices at your local pump and increased costs for goods dependent on energy. Inflation could ripple into your everyday expenses. Understanding these shifts helps you prepare for changes in the market and energy bills. Stay informed, because what happens halfway around the world can hit your wallet at home. The U.S. blockade on Iran is reshaping global energy and economic landscapes in real time. For you, this means rising fuel costs and inflation may not be temporary. Keep watching Daily Q&A for updates on how this story develops and what it means for your finances. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to stay ahead.